Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World video. In today's video we're venturing further on than just Jurassic World Dominion and discussing, yet again, the future of this franchise and what we already know is coming for Jurassic in the years to come. There's actually a decent amount of information that we already know about this, so feel free to sit down and become very invested within this video so you can learn more about this franchise. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel if you want more news updates regarding all the future projects coming from this dinosaur blockbuster in the years to come, as I can guarantee we'll be right on that news as and when it drops. But for now, sit back, enjoy some snacks, and enjoy the video. The future of the Jurassic franchise has been made to be a little bit hazy for the time being, but I can assure you that it's currently being worked on, and we may even see the first post-Dominion project as early as September next year. However, it seems like it was quite tricky for some who didn't really understand that we already knew that the franchise was continuing after Jurassic World Dominion long before that movie released. And to be fair, it didn't exactly help that Dominion's tagline was "the end of the Jurassic era." So, quickly to explain this, when using the term era, they really mean saga, but used it as a kind of like a play on word that fits the prehistoric theme of this franchise. So essentially, Jurassic World Dominion was the end of the Jurassic saga, a story that began on screen back in 1993 and ended on screen in 2022. Just like the Rise of Skywalker was the end of the Skywalker saga for Star Wars, or that Avengers Endgame was the end of the Infinity Saga for the MCU. However, technically Spider-Man Far From Home came out after Endgame, and you can consider it as part of the Infinity Saga, but that's besides the point. Those two franchises continued after the end of their first saga. The same is happening with Jurassic. Jurassic will start to venture out and take a new turn and won't focus entirely on the original saga, but instead build up to something new. But where has this information come from? Well, back in 2020, an article released that got many of us Jurassic fans very excited for the future of this franchise. Frank Marshall, an executive producer on Jurassic, came out and stated that Jurassic World Dominion is a start of a new era, and further went on to say that it is not the signalled ending of this franchise. The dinosaurs are now on the mainland among us, and they will be there for quite some time, he further went on to say. And while this was said back in 2020, some fans weren't too sure as we got closer to Dominion's release. However, just a couple months before the movie released, Marshall once again said a very similar thing about the Jurassic franchise. I think that Jurassic World Dominion's going to wrap up this trilogy, but we're not resting on our laurels. We're going to sit down and we're going to see what the future holds. We have that wonderful series, Camp Cretaceous, on Netflix. We obviously want to make good, quality movies with great storytelling, great writers, and great directors. But we're definitely looking to do more in this Jurassic world. And just like that, our excitement for the future of Jurassic sparked once again as we hear that they're sitting down and planning the future. Since this article was released back in late January, early February of 2022, it's very likely that, as we speak right now, there's a high chance they're currently planning the future of Jurassic at this very moment, which is quite incredible to think about. So where does that bring us now? Well, only a few months ago, we've had our most recent information about the future movies of Jurassic, but this time it came directly from the director of Jurassic World and Jurassic World Dominion himself, Colin Trevorrow. Before we get into what he said, don't forget to also subscribe to the channel and like the video if you're enjoying at any given moment. We cover all things to do with Jurassic here on the channel, expanding your knowledge and lore on this movie universe. But, quite recently, Colin Trevorrow came out and discussed the future of potential sequels to the Jurassic World trilogy, and what he had to say was actually rather interesting. Trevorrow went on to discuss Jurassic World Dominion and how he wrote it specifically in a way that gave us a few more details to look out for this franchise. Back in late September 2022, he stated in an article with Deadline that he deliberately left elements in Jurassic World Dominion that can be explored in future movies. I specifically did something different than the other movies in order to change the DNA of this franchise. The previous 5 films are plots about dinosaurs. This one is a story about characters in a world in which they coexist with dinosaurs. There probably should have only been one Jurassic Park, but if we're going to do it, how can I allow them to tell stories in a world in which dinosaurs exist, as opposed to, here's another reason why we're going to an island. And just like that, our imagination for the future got even better. When watching Jurassic World Dominion, you can clearly see that some storylines need a finalization to them, or at the very least a follow-up. Ramsey and Kayla, Sayuna Santos, the Malta situation, and so much more that this universe could continue into, and I cannot wait to see what's up next. Matching this, many fans have been wanting to speculate and explore the potential further storylines. I have made plenty of videos discussing loads of potential storylines that were left open at the end of Jurassic World Dominion, so feel free to go ahead and check out some of those videos, but some of these ideas include stuff like the continuation of Malta, where did the Isla Sorna dinosaurs come from and why they're on the main island, and what will happen with humans and dinosaurs coexisting together. To me, there's loads of major stories and little individual stories to tell. Now, during some pre-promotion for Jurassic World Dominion before it released in cinemas, there were some interviews going around as well as some featurettes that had the cast of the movie discuss what they enjoyed about the movie to hype us up as fans. However, within one of these, Bryce Dallas Howard, who is the actress that plays Claire Dearin, began to discuss how Jurassic World Dominion was going to end without giving too much away. In one of these interviews with People magazine, she went on to say that she's very excited for the next set of people who will carry the Jurassic franchise forward, but it will be largely with a different cast. And then following up on that, in a junket interview with Odeon Cinemas, she went on to say something rather interesting once again.
It's so thrilling to be a part of a 30-year saga and possibly the birth of another one.
She stated that Jurassic World Dominion could possibly be the birth of a new saga within this universe. And once you take the evidence of what has already been told to you within this video, you can start to see exactly why this is exciting, as it's all adding up nicely from multiple cast and production members. But moving on slightly onto the more speculative side of things, we're going to go ahead and briefly discuss the recent article from Giant Frickin' Robot. I've already covered this in a separate video with greater detail, so again, if you want more specific details, then go ahead and check out that video. But when we take a look at this article, they state that their sources have confirmed to them that 2 new Jurassic World movies are currently in some kind of development. Whether that be script writing or planning or anything else, apparently 2 movies are on the way. However, as some of you might know, Giant Frickin' Robot can be rather hit and miss. While they have made loads of correct scoops and exclusives over their time, they have at least equally made some wrong scoops and exclusives that turned out to be not so true. So take this how you want, but apparently there are 2 movies on the go. We'll just have to wait and see until we find out more details about this. But finally, we now move on to the final main thing that gives us hope for the future of this franchise. This is something legit and something we can finally look forward to. It may also be the only thing that we know is currently on its way. But thanks to the absolute success of Camp Cretaceous with tens of millions of viewers across the world, well, that's up until Season 3 that is, we're being treated with another DreamWorks Jurassic World animated series. In my exclusive find last year, I discovered that there were open casting calls going around for an untitled Jurassic World TV series. They were looking for specific characteristics of someone to voice one of the characters that will be apparently called Sandy. Since then, we haven't had full details on any more besides what I covered in my previous videos. So if you want to learn more, check out those videos as well. But yeah, we at least know that it is coming to our screens, and I personally predict a late 2024 release date, something as soon as that. But until we know more, we're still left in the dark, despite it being Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary. How weird. Anyways, as for what we know so far about the future of Jurassic, this is it. Well, that's with a subsequent foundation to it, that is. There are other small details here and there that hint towards what we can expect for the future of Jurassic, but we have some important details so far from the cast, the directors, and even the executive producers. Overall, while it may look slightly bleak right now, I'm sure that 2024 and onwards, we can expect some exciting announcements and things to come for the expansion of this movie universe. I am so excited to cover more news and details as and when it comes by, so if you are excited to also learn more about them, feel free to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed at any given moment. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're most excited to see from Jurassic in the near future, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.